Firefighting in Canada this week is brought to you by VFIS of Canada, a division of CVIS Incorporated, Canada's largest insurer of firefighters. This week, departments across the country found creative ways to focus on kitchen safety during this year's Fire Prevention Week. And in our latest Firefighting in Canada podcast, host Tom DeSorcy interviews Red Deer Fire Chief Ken McMullen, this year's CAFC Career Fire Chief of the Year. Fire departments across Canada came up with creative pub ed campaigns for the 2020 Fire Prevention Week. Starting Sunday, October 4th and running until Saturday, October 10th, this year's theme was Serve Up Fire Safety in the Kitchen. Earlier this week, Canada's fire services reported seeing an increase in the number of kitchen fires as more people stay home due to COVID-19. Citing Allstate Canada Insurance, CTV News reported residential fires related to cooking or smoking saw a 33% increase between March and May 2020. Much of this occurred while people were isolating at home due to the pandemic. Fire departments and fire associations needed to come up with creative ways of reaching the public either virtually or at a distance this year. Social media saw plenty of safe cooking tips and great PSAs and videos. It was another fantastic effort by Canada's Fire Service to keep the public safe. Among the efforts to promote safety in the kitchen, the Manitoba government also announced a $5 million fund to provide fire protection grants to support fire protection and emergency response across the province. The October edition of Firefighting in Canada podcast features Ken McMullen, Manager-in-Chief of the Red Deer Emergency Services in Alberta. He was one of two chiefs recognized for their work at the CAFC and Fire Underwriters Survey of Canada, Fire Rescue Canada's 2020 Celebration of Excellence. Chief Randy Schroeder from the Town of Mayerthorpe Fire Department in Alberta won for the Volunteer Department Division. Chief McMullen was recognized for his efforts in the field of fire education throughout Alberta and his work to reduce the stigma associated with mental health advocacy to ensure supports are available for first responders. He told host Tom DeSorcy he was honored to win.
I'm very seldom lost for words, but I felt that way when I was first notified that I was the recipient of this year's Career Fire Chief of the Year. What a humbling experience, to say the least. I think that COVID and 2020 has brought challenges to all fire services across Canada. And what was really remarkable was to see the names of some of my greatest colleagues and mentors as nominees was probably the biggest shock to me. To put my name up against the names of mentors and friends of mine in the service, to then have been chosen amongst those folks as being the Career Fire Chief of the Year was really, really such an exceptional feeling. And I really did mean it if you happen to hear my speech when I congratulated all of the nominees, because they truly are the Fire Chief of the Year for their own communities.
The podcast delves into his career trajectory, his work in fire prevention and investigation, and his strong focus on mental health within the fire service. To listen to the full episode, visit firefightingincanada.com and subscribe anywhere you listen to podcasts. Thanks again to VFIS of Canada, a division of CVIS Incorporated, Canada's largest insurer of firefighters. Stay tuned for our next episode on Friday, October 16th.